Suzuki has never built a V8 in 60 years of making outboards. That's about to change. The company that quietly outsells half the industry on reliability alone just confirmed they're close to unveiling something completely new. And if the rumors are right, it could push past 500 horsepower and finally end Mercury and Yamaha's grip on the high-power market. The numbers being whispered about are bigger than anyone expected. And the timing is not an accident. For decades, Suzuki Marine focused on a specific formula: building trust through fuel economy, mechanical reliability, and long-term warranties rather than chasing headline-grabbing cylinder counts. While competitors built massive blocks, Suzuki refined its lean burn control system. This technology reads atmospheric and engine data in real time, leaning out the air-fuel mixture to as thin as 19:1 at cruising speeds. Independent sea trials show this system burns roughly 10 to 15% less fuel than comparable V6 engines on the water. To back up this efficiency, Suzuki offered extensive factory warranties, spanning 5 to 7 years, depending on the market, establishing a reputation for low-risk ownership. The pinnacle of this engineering path is the current flagship, the DF350. It packs a 4.4-liter V6 powerhead with a 12:1 compression ratio, the highest ever featured on a production outboard. Power reaches the water through a dual contra-rotating propeller system, which maximizes grip and eliminates steering torque, earning the platform 9 NMMA Innovation Awards. But this engineering masterpiece also reveals a physical boundary. At 350 horsepower, Suzuki has pushed its high-compression, naturally aspirated V6 architecture to its absolute limit. To go any further on heavy modern offshore hulls, the company cannot simply tune its existing block. They have reached the ceiling of the V6 path. While Suzuki stood firm with its V6, the rest of the marine industry launched into a high-horsepower arms race, driven by a new generation of heavy, multi-engine offshore hulls. The flagship standard quickly moved beyond the reach of a standard V6 block. Yamaha set the pace with the XTO Offshore, a massive 5.6-liter V8 delivering 450 horsepower. Then Honda stepped directly into the premium V8 conversation with the BF350, utilizing its McLaren Formula One Engineering Association to cast a high-performance shadow over the segment. But it was Mercury that completely shattered the ceiling. Their 600-horsepower Verado V12 introduced a 7.6-liter block and a 2-speed automatic transmission to the water, followed closely by an experimental 808-horsepower supercharged concept shown at recent expos. This rapid escalation has forced boat builders to design transoms around massive powerheads and extreme torque. By remaining on the sidelines, Suzuki left a lucrative door open for its rivals. As these larger platforms become the industry norm, the pressure to respond intensifies. For Suzuki, 2026 is looming as the critical threshold, the moment they must either enter the heavy displacement arena or risk being left behind by the very boat builders they rely on. At back-to-back Miami International Boat Shows, Suzuki publicly confirmed that the company is close to unveiling a brand new flagship outboard. Executive General Manager Yasuharu Osawa noted that the engineering team has put a vast amount of work into this upcoming platform, but that is where the verified paper trail ends. In these public appearances, Suzuki provided no horsepower figure, no displacement, no model name, and zero technical release specifications. There were no dyno charts, no casting molds, and no physical prototypes on the show floor to anchor the announcement. Still, repeating the exact same teaser in consecutive years implies a real engineering program is running behind the scenes, far past the conceptual stage. This official silence has fueled a massive wave of insider speculation. Since 2022, Persistent chatter from dealer networks and industry reporters has pointed toward a radical departure for the brand. Suzuki's first ever V8 layout. The unverified reporting describes a platform with 4 valves per cylinder and a displacement exceeding 5 liters, aimed squarely at a 500 horsepower target. If these whispers prove true, this new block would completely dwarf Suzuki's current 4.4-liter V6 flagship. But until Suzuki formally publishes a specification sheet, these dimensions remain entirely unconfirmed. If the industry rumors are accurate, a displacement exceeding 5,000 cubic centimeters would represent a massive structural shift for Suzuki. This is not about squeezing more performance out of a V6. It is about establishing a completely new modular block. An engine of this scale could serve as a shared foundation, allowing Suzuki to produce multiple horsepower variations from a single platform. This strategy mirrors how competitors scale their lineups, but for Suzuki, it introduces a delicate engineering puzzle. The immediate target is the 500 horsepower threshold, the entry ticket to the modern multi-engine center console market. Yet simply building a massive block risks undermining the very reputation Suzuki spent decades establishing. A heavy, thirsty V8 could alienate buyers who chose the brand for its lean burn fuel efficiency and long-term warranty coverage. This transition is a fundamental test of the brand's identity, requiring precise thermal management to maintain lean burn combustion across 8 cylinders. To bridge this gap, Suzuki would likely rely on its signature differentiator, the dual prop system. Scaling this dual contra-rotating propeller design to a V8 architecture presents serious mechanical challenges, requiring beefier gear cases and sturdier drive shafts to handle the massive torque. However, the performance payoff on heavy offshore hulls would be substantial. Pairing a V8 with dual props delivers exceptional low-speed grip and docking control, eliminating steering torque while preserving high-speed efficiency. It allows massive center consoles to plane quickly without the excessive fuel burn typically associated with high-displacement engines. This integration is where the rumored flagship must succeed, proving that extreme power does not have to come at the expense of Suzuki's core engineering philosophy. Suzuki's November 2025 global carbon neutrality strategy committed $32 billion to future propulsion, specifically naming the marine division inside this corporate roadmap. Since 2022, a rumored electric outboard program was slated to launch by 2024, yet no retail electric platforms have appeared on the water. This delay suggests Suzuki is managing 2 development tracks in parallel: a battery-powered future for small craft, and a high-displacement combustion flagship for the lucrative offshore market. By pursuing both lanes, the company addresses a shifting buyer landscape where reliability alone no longer secures sales. Modern offshore buyers demand maximum value and performance from heavy displacement hulls. Developing a high-horsepower combustion platform alongside alternative energy allows Suzuki to protect its current market share while preparing dealer networks for eventual electrification. The timing of this dual-track strategy reflects a calculated effort to meet immediate offshore demands while satisfying long-term environmental commitments. Strip away the dockside chatter, and the hard data requires a sober look. Suzuki has not officially released a product name, let alone a confirmed horsepower figure, displacement, or commercial launch date. The V8 configuration, the 500 horsepower target, and the massive block size all remain unverified speculation. Yet, this story stands on more than empty internet hype. The reason this development demands attention is the sheer persistence of the insider trail. This is not an isolated forum post, but a steady stream of dealer network reports and design leaks spanning 4 years. Combined with consecutive public teasers from company executives, it is clear a flagship program is actively running. The exact blueprint may still be locked away in Japan, but a major project is coming, and skepticism remains the only logical path forward. The high horsepower war is reshaping the transom forever. If Suzuki unleashes a genuine 500 horsepower flagship, would that change the brand you put on your next boat? Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe for more marine technology analysis.